Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. XRP price suppression is real, and I'm going to show you some proof, some visual proof, that is so easy to understand that even a toxic Bitcoin maxi troll could understand it. And don't forget, toxic Bitcoin maxi trolls, they have, let's say, limited cognitive abilities. Okay, that's me being nice about it. That's a euphemism. Limited cognitive abilities, because you know that they can't get their own shirts on in the morning and they wear Velcro shoes, right? So that's what I'll be working with, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to show you a chart that perfectly illustrates exactly what's going on. But the cool thing is, what do you think happens when things get flipped? And there's no longer a concern with the SEC going after Ripple, because that's what has set this off. And so anyway, it's a cool chart. I haven't highlighted on the channel, and an XRP community member has shared it a couple times now, and I just thought it'd be worth highlighting here. And it is very good stuff, where I've got that as well as a few other topics having to do with the legal progressions, let's say, thoughts and perspective, including a couple comments from attorney Jeremy Hogan. But I do want to be clear at the outset, I do not have legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, XRP is at number 8 in terms of market cap, but it shouldn't be. And also, and I acknowledge this every time I talk about this because I feel like I have to, there are two stable coins ranked higher than XRP, even though they're always worth the same amount. They're in there by default. You can filter them out, but by default, they're in these lists. And I think that's silly to have them by default listed, but that's a whole different conversation. I've talked about that a bit recently, so I won't in this video. But without those being in this list, XRP would actually still be at number 6, which is lower than where it's been historically for most of the nearly last decade, but still safely in the top 10. But normally it's in the number 2 or number 3 position. You know, fighting against Ethereum. It's a legacy coin. It's been around for the better part of a decade. Widely adopted, as far as that's a thing in crypto. XRP's one of the most adopted cryptocurrencies on the entire freaking planet. Utility actually matters, and a certain number of us actually care about that, as it turns out, even if not a sufficient number of speculators do. There's enough people that do care that that's the reason it's been towards the top of the list in terms of market cap for almost a whole decade. But take a look at this. There's this tweet yesterday from XRP community member Stefan Huber. He puts out all sorts of interesting stuff. I've highlighted a number of his tweets over the recent months in particular. A lot of stuff having to do with the SEC versus Ripple case. And the tweet from yesterday was also, in itself, it was a retweet of a chart, which I'm going to put up full screen just a second, from the end of November here. But here's what he wrote yesterday. The most important chart of all, XRP has outperformed Ethereum until the SEC complaint. When this lawsuit is over, the 12x gap to Ethereum is eaten by far, not even counting the IPO of Ripple, Flare, and smart contracts and NFTs for XRP Ledger in 2022. 2022 will be ours, and then the little 100 emoji right there. And so here is the chart full screen. Look at this. And this goes back to, I guess, a little bit less than halfway through 2017. You can see where it begins right here. And so this chart, what's blue is the price movement for XRP, and then the orange line is Ethereum. And so this chart begins at an arbitrarily selected point in time, but that's not a critique. I'm just observing what is factually the case. Yeah, this is a long chart, so it paints a really long period of time, so it's functionally useful. So again, when I say that it's arbitrarily chosen starting date, that's just a factual statement. You do have to start somewhere. That's not some sort of critique, just to be clear. This is a sufficiently long time period, going back, at this point, almost 5 years. Almost 5 years. So almost half the time the entire crypto asset class has existed. Yeah, I'd say that's a sufficient period of time here. And 2017, that's where some serious fireworks were lighting up. So look what happened. The blue line, and this, by the way, on the right, so it's showing percentage increase, right? And so you can see the percentage increase for XRP at the height of this particular chart, given the point in time where the chart began. XRP was up close to 50,000%, and that would have been back at its peak at the beginning of January 2018, so about 4 years ago. And Ethereum at about the same time period was up, what would you call it? Somewhere in the neighborhood of a little over 10,000%. So XRP was performing. In fact, if you look, this blue line going back, again, almost 5 years at this point, the blue line safely above the orange line. And look at how closely they move together. Look at how, if you look at where I'm circling right now, like some of this, it's so similar because the crypto markets move in tandem, as I highlight, which is why it doesn't make sense to freak out about price action. Like, you're looking at 5 years here. This is not scary stuff. Fine, we had a blow off top here, bear market, duh. But look at what had happened. XRP was running up like crazy. And so you can look here where I'm circling right now. This was the end of 2020, right before the SEC went after Ripple. And XRP was safely above the orange line, and it's safe to suspect that more probable than not, that blue line would have stayed above where Ethereum ended up going for the whole time, the 1 year after that, had the SEC not gone after Ripple. So the price of XRP is suppressed, but as much as that sucks, that does represent opportunity, and there will be finality surrounding this case, whether it's settlement or full adjudication. And so what does that mean? Look, we already know where Ethereum went. There's a reason that I've said, even based on how high Ethereum already went this market cycle, and I'm not making a price prediction, I don't know for sure where the price is going to go, I'd be a little bit surprised if we didn't see at least $10 XRP based on how high Ethereum went, if they're going to jockey for the same position as they did during the last market cycle, which again is how they were behaving before the SEC went after Ripple. And so look, here's the market cap for XRP, $40 billion. For Ethereum, $452 billion. Again, 40 billion XRP, $452 billion market cap for Ethereum. So you're talking somewhere in the neighborhood of a 12-fold increase, something like that. It's close enough. 12-fold increase just to get to where Ethereum is right now. And it would probably be there, or if not there yet, certainly higher than where it is right now. But would it have finally, for the first time in that roughly 5-year period, without the SEC action, look at the chart again here, would it have gone below that orange line for the first time? Maybe. But it's way below it now. I'm telling you guys. So as much as this stinks, it represents opportunity also. What do you think is going to happen when this is all straightened out here? And so here's a tweet again on the same topic from Stefan Heber. This is from November 27th. To all claiming Ethereum is performing better because it is, quote, better technology, end quote, or more decentralized, or with Ethereum founders do not dump, XRP has always outperformed Ethereum until, until when? Until the SEC started protecting investors. Don't be fooled. Yeah. So they started protecting us, and then suddenly XRP no longer outperforming in terms of percentage gains compared to Ethereum. They ruined a 5 freaking year trend of XRP outperforming. Thank you. Thank you so much, SEC, for protecting us. You bunch of freaking assets. Thank you so much for all of the protection. I cannot thank you enough. And so then we've got the entire XRP community trying to uncover all of the nonsense that's been happening ever since. And what happens? Is this going to surprise you? I've talked about this a little bit. It's worth calling these people out, though. What I've found is that they're blocking people in the XRP community that are purely reporting truth, facts. They're like literally, there are people in our community that are just sharing clips from years ago of people that were pro Ethereum, this or that, stuff having to do with the SEC, comments about that. And these people don't like their own words getting circulated, so they're blocking people in the XRP community that are circulating this information. And so here's somebody in the community named Tag, at Tag XRP, TAIG XRP, who's been sharing a ton of really valuable information having to do with the SEC versus Ripple case, and wrote the following here, along with some screen grabs showing some of these people that the community's been highlighting and showing that they've been blocking him, Tag XRP. And so he wrote, if you challenge anyone close to or within the Ethereum Foundation with facts or questions, you will be blocked, belittled, or just completely ignored. Who has blocked you? And so it's kind of funny to see this because I put out a video within the last few days or so where I happened to highlight that I was getting blocked as well. And so a couple of the people on the screen here, Ryan Selkis and Chris Dixon, I was blocked by both of them. I've never sent a single message to either of them publicly or privately, and they both blocked me. How about that? How about that? These what, like, why would you do that if there is nothing to hide? Like, this, it's just your own words from the past here. A little suspicious, is it not? And so he got blocked by a number of people. Katie Hahn blocked, Chris Dixon. I'm not sure if Ryan Selkis ultimately did. Amber Baldet, and Mark Andreessen from Andreessen Horowitz, the venture capital firm that I'm sure the vast majority of you have heard of at this point. So it's it is what it is. Just kind of highlighting it because look, here's the deal. They can block all they want, but all you're going to do, it's like you're feeding the XRP community at that point, because we're just going to be more and more vigilant when we feel like you're trying to step all over us or hide truth. We're just going to get more vigilant. So it grinds my gears up. You can probably tell, like, my gears, if it sounds like they're getting ground up, maybe you can hear them, like the crunching sound of the gears grinding up. That's happening right now. And there's this tweet from Jeremy Hogan I wanted to share. It was in response to a thread from Brad Garlinghouse, which I already shared a couple weeks ago, so I'm not going to go through it, but he was just talking about the 1 year, sharing his thoughts on the 1 year anniversary of the SEC going after Ripple, claiming they sold XRP as an unregistered security. And don't forget, the SEC also went after Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, and Chris Larson, who is a co-founder of Ripple, personally in a non-fraud case, which is freaking weird. That doesn't happen, but it did. And so Attorney Jeremy Hogan wrote the following. A lawsuit against your company sucks, but is generally expected when your company gets to a certain size. The lawsuit against Brad Garlinghouse personally was a big overreach. It's the one thing in this litigation that made me pause and ask, what is this lawsuit really about? Yeah, good question, isn't it? It's just, what a tremendous overreach. So you've got this, and then you've got all of the players that we're talking about in the space just doing everything they can to sweep under the rug their own comments dating back years and years, in some cases the better part of a decade. It's absolutely crazy here. And so I'm looking forward to see finality surrounding this. And for those of you that missed this, I'll just mention it here to wrap up the video. Jeremy Hogan, just the other day, he noted that his best estimate for the finality of this case, it's going to be April of this year. Doesn't mean for sure it's going to happen at that point, especially if maybe there's settlement sooner than that. But if the whole court case does play out, full adjudication, he's saying April. But he also wrote the following: I very much doubt the Ripple case could be strung past summer, even in a worst case scenario. So we're almost at the end point. But again, this 12-fold gap between XRP and Ethereum, do you really think it's going to stay like that forever? Because it couldn't be more clear. Again, here's the chart to wrap up the video. This is the chart. XRP outperforming in terms of percentage increase, outperforming Ethereum for almost 5 years. The SEC comes along, and bam, suddenly it's not. This is the SEC choosing winners and losers. But again, once there's financial or legal clarity rather surrounding this, what do you think is going to happen? XRP has no business having a market cap of only $40 billion. You kidding me? This price is going to look dirt cheap in the future. And the thing is, people don't want to buy stuff when it's cheap. They want to buy it once it feels validated. And so once there's clarity, people are going to be FOMOing in. And it's the people that are holding now that will end up reaping the benefits. That's what I believe anyway. But I'll go ahead and wrap up here. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.